It is wonderful to be here. It is wonderful to have you with me. This is a, well, it's a combination of things. It's partly an update of how I'm doing with things and what's going on with me personally as well as the channel. And then we're also going to do a whole bunch of show and tell, and we're going to have a sale and giveaways, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I've been really looking forward to this. I haven't decorated for Halloween in years. I think maybe not since childhood, but I decided to do it. Let me get this a little more straightened out. Whoops. Oh, see, it likes to follow my motions. Let me see if I can get this to where you can see better. No, that's the other way. All right, there we go. Okay, I think we're just a little bit off. How about like that? There we go. Now you can see it all. Okay, great. I'm glad to hear that you can see and hear me clearly. And yes, I haven't decorated for Halloween since I was a kid, and I haven't been in one place on Halloween where I could do that. But this year, well, this has been a very different year for me. I am at the last week of my chemo infusions and antibody infusions. That is happening tomorrow and Wednesday. And you probably can hear I'm a little hoarse. I have just a slight sore throat. I went in for labs today. They said that as long as I'm not breaking a fever and it doesn't get a lot worse, they're not concerned and they can do the final two treatments, which is really great because I didn't want to reschedule. I really would like this phase to be over. I will have about a month afterwards for more labs, another PET scan, and some follow ups, partly because they did see a little spot on my lung that they couldn't see when I had all the fluid in my chest. They don't think that it's anything serious, it's not a solid thing. And when they do the next PET scan, as long as it's shrunk or gone away, they'll just assume I had a little infection, or it could have even been the way that you're in the machine. Sometimes it'll squish things so that a spot will appear. That's how my mother quit smoking, actually. She went in, they gave her a scan, and they said, "Oh, we see a spot on your lung." And she went and quit cold turkey that day after 40 years of being a 2 to 3 pack a day smoker. And then it turned out it was just a glitch in the way they had done it, and she didn't have anything wrong with her at all. But it scared her enough that she stopped. So, fortunately, I'm not in that shape, and I think that things are going to be okay. So, um, thank you for the PET scan does make you radioactive for a day. That is a good point. It does. Yeah, you actually have to take something. I think it has barium in it. And so, yes, I will be nuclear. This will be the third one this year, and hopefully it will be conclusive that this is done. I am willing this to go back to the nothing it came from, and I've had that attitude since the beginning, and I feel like that's what's going to happen. And the doctor is pretty enthusiastic. She says my symptoms have definitely gone away. I'm able to breathe. I'm able to do more. They're actually having me start to move boxes. I even moved a piece of furniture for the first time all year. And they said it's okay to do that when you get tired, just stop. But they want me to go back to being more physically active the way I'm used to. And that's welcome news too. Although I do get a little tired, but it's okay. Um, So very nice to see all of you. I've gone nuclear myself. Yes. I think we all have in one way or another at some point. Perfect time of year to glow. Absolutely. And so, yes, we will have some real, oh yeah, they tell you about flushing the toilet after treatments. Yes. And you have to be careful not to, share water glasses or anything with anybody, which we've been really rigid about around here anyway. Um, so, yeah, we'll just be careful of all that. But I am hopeful, I have my fingers crossed that by December, I will actually be able to get back to my mall spaces in Kentucky and Florida, which are very overdue. Although I have to say, if anyone in Kentucky and Florida is watching, thank you to those of you who have really helped me out with the taking care of the spaces. I have been able to manage to kind of break even and at least have some fresh stock by mailing things. And really, I just want to thank everybody. Everybody has been so fantastic through all of this. I have felt so much support, and it's just really, really wonderful. And I can't thank all of you enough. I have had several people, there were two premieres today that were about people who managed to get me merchandise during a time I haven't been to an estate sale probably in, gosh, a couple months at least, because at this point they said, you really are far enough into this. I'm having to get a shot after I get my treatments to boost the bone marrow to protect my immune system. And so they really want me to stay away from crowds. So I've been being good. Um, and so I'm really, I'm really optimistic. It seems like things are going well. And I just am so grateful. Also, we had two premieres today on the Shorts channel. One was this afternoon at about 1. I really wish I could get that camera to stop moving around. It's supposed to stay on my face. There we go. This will be fun later when we're selling some of the stuff behind me. Some of it I have in front of me where I can just pick it up, but there's things in the back that'll be part of the sale. So we'll see. The camera could do some really fun tricks. Um, Anyway, we had two premieres today on the Antique Nomad Shorts channel, which, if you're not aware of it, I do have three channels. This one, the live channel, the main channel, and then the Shorts channel, where we do content that's under 15 minutes long, and also announcements when things are happening, like if I'm doing a show, when I get to start doing those again next year, things like that. So that is for that. And we had two today, and they were both hauls of merchandise that people were really kind to help me acquire without having to go to a crowded place to get it. I've had several people who have called and said, look, you can come to my house for a private showing. I have things I want to downsize. It's really kept me going. And it's also really honestly kept my spirits up because it's given me something to do. If it wasn't for the antique and vintage, I would have been doing a whole lot of sitting around and probably pouting. So this has been really tremendous. Let's see here. And yes, Miss Wildlife did do great for me in Spokane. And thank you very much. That was so kind. She actually sold a bunch of stuff and as a little fundraiser for me. And I was really floored because I was not expecting that. And thank you. That was really nice of you. Um, and I'm trying to pay it back. The Shorts premiere we just did, the woman who had me come over, we're going to donate some of the proceeds of selling those things from her collection to Canine Rescue, where she got her dog who protects her and makes it safe for her to live on her own, which is pretty awesome. And I also, we had someone who had a number of pins from the Pacific Northwest Bell because her aunt worked for the phone company for over 40 years. And we had done a short last year, a friend of mine in Cleellen, Washington, at the phone museum. That was the last local exchange when they finally integrated everything and they didn't need that office anymore. It became a phone museum and has been ever since. And that's like as long as I've been alive. And so we sent several of her items to them to have in their displays. So we're really enjoying having some ways to give back in that way. Um, I'm going to really quickly talk about some things that we have coming up and then throw it open for a little bit of question and answer before we go on to some show and tell and then our sales. So if you've asked questions in the comments that I've missed, well, ask again here in just a second. As far as up and coming things, we will be having our regular broadcasts on Mondays and Wednesdays on the main channel. We will be having a couple of specials as well. I had an opportunity on the last really nice day of fall to take the train to Centralia and do a rail fan trip. I was the only one, but this is something that we used to promote when I was down there. And you can get on the train in Seattle, Portland, or Tacoma and go to Centralia, shop the antique stores, and come back all in one day. And so I went there and we looked for railroad stuff. I've just gotten a really big collection of model railroad stuff that I show. So I'm looking forward to sharing that because it's kind of a more specialized thing. The other more specialized thing that I am just started filming today is that I am going to do an extra eBay listing sometime, probably the first week of November, after the regular one comes out. And it's going to be all on vintage dinnerware because I have a number of interesting pieces. And I think vintage dinnerware is something worth talking about. A lot of us have it. Some of us don't know what to do with it. Some of us love it. There's a lot of myths and questions about, is it safe to use anymore because they use lead in the glaze? Is that safe? Is that not? We're going to talk all about that. So I'm looking forward to doing that as an extra presentation. I figure, again, I want to give back. And after I get through this week's treatments and start feeling a little better, I figure this is a good time for me to do some extra stuff before I start thinking about heading on the road and bouncing around like I do. So um, let's see here. Any questions and answers that you, well, I guess I have to answer, but any questions that you have, or if you have answers, we love to hear answers too. Um, but there are so many wonderful people with us tonight in the chat, and thank you. Are there any questions that you have about something you've seen or something I've talked about, or just in general? I went to I went to a friend of mine's. She had a sale and she said, I can have you come in after the sale before half off day and I'll let you have half off, which was very nice of her. And so um, I got in and it was right near the end. And she said out loud, if any of you have any questions. And I said, yes, why is a dog's mouth cleaner than a human's? And she just looked at me. And so those kind of questions I might not have an answer, but um, let's see if anybody has any out there. And if not, we'll just keep looking in the comments as we go on. Um, if it's not safe, I should already have had health problems. Yeah, we'll talk about that more. You can get lead testing kits. If it's done by, I'll give you a sneak preview just for those of you who have it so I don't cause concern in the meantime. If it was done by a professional company and it's vitreous and sealed correctly, even if it has lead in the glaze, that should not leach into your food. The danger is if it has chips, cracks, or is heavily worn, and what's under the glaze can get in to the food. And that's why chips, cracks, I know I'm fussy about condition, but especially with dinnerware, if it's chip, cracked, or heavily worn, just pitch it or use it as a tray under the dog's dish or something, because it's just going to be not a good thing. The Masonic items, yes, that we just had in the short. Did I say that they're York Rite? I'm not sure. I think that they were, gosh, I thought they were Scottish Rite, but I'll tell you what, send me an email and I'll take pictures and let you look because you honestly know more than I do. Pyrex bowls, yes, again, I think also you have to think about how you're using things. If you are storing things in stuff that, um, if you're storing things that are acidic, particularly for long periods of time, then you definitely want to make sure you're not doing it in something that has lead. Now, the Pyrex bowls, I understand, do have a low level of lead, largely in the coloration on the outside, which you're not getting near anyway. The glass itself, again, I'm not sure I would store. I use refrigerator dishes. I use the clear ones. It's just easy. I know they're safe. They're vintage. They work great. They let in just a little bit of air, which honestly is actually better. It keeps the vegetables and fruit longer than sealing them completely, it turns out. So, and besides, after 3 or 4 days, do you really want to eat that stuff? Um, so, okay, Trevor says that it was Scottish Rite, and I thought that's what it was. Yeah. Uranium in dinnerware, there's a good question. Now, uranium, And Sherry, I will get to this shirt. I'll show you that in a minute. Uranium in dinnerware is so low level. It's actually less than radiation from your television or your computer screen. As long as now, you did not want to be working around it while it was hot. You did not want to be in the hot shop, and you definitely didn't want to be a glass blower doing Vaseline glass in the Victorian era before they knew better, because that was a ticket to a horrible early death from lung cancer, and it was awful, and they just didn't know. But once they figured that out, by the 1930s, all of it was pressed in a sealed room, not by humans, by machines. And so, and when it's cool, it's inert for all intents and purposes. Um, Sarah said that you saw where Blanco has more than 12 lobes on that bowl. And yes, yeah, actually, you mostly see the Indiana glass lookalikes rather than the Blanco pieces. Blanco only made that piece for a few years. Indiana made the big Lotus Bowl for a long, long time. Um, let's see what else people are asking here. I will show you the shirt, I promise. Um, let me just make sure I am not missing something. Susan P. went to a thrift store this week and they were giving clear glass away for free. You know, it's sad because there are definitely clear glass patterns that sell. I sell Waterford. I sell etched patterns. I hope that the stores have some idea of the old versus and the vintage versus the just plain stuff. I I hate the idea that they don't know the difference between what's good and what's not, because there is some clear glass that really is good. The Franciscan Desert Rose, I wouldn't say get rid of it. We'll talk about that when I do the video. I have a piece of Desert Rose in it, and we'll definitely look at that together. TV is far more dangerous than dental x-rays. Yeah, it's true. And that's actually the real reason you're not supposed to sit close to the television. It's not because of what your mom and dad said. Garden of the Gods rock in the shape of a miniature book. Oh, yes, that's right. I didn't read your whole email. I will just say that is legal for you to have, and it sounds like a really cool piece, but I will answer your email, Lisa. And yes, the radium dial girls. Yeah, yeah, that was a terrible thing because they would wet the brushes with their mouth and they weren't thinking about, I'm putting radium in my mouth, so that was not good. I don't believe that's illegal to sell, Lisa. I think you're okay. Using uranium glass for serving food is not a problem. I've read extensively about it, and a lot of my sources are, I actually go to the government websites because they change the regulations, and they've slowly over the years gone from a little lead is okay to no, we don't want you to use lead at all. But when you really read into what they're saying, again, they say it's really if it's not sealed properly. So most things are okay. Um, Oh, good. You got a piece of Costa Boda for free, which proves exactly what Vinyl One said right after your comment, which is I highly doubt thrift stores know anything, and that is part of the danger. Although we have a few, we have one of our viewers, I'm not sure she's here, I haven't seen her name tonight, but one of our viewers is working in a thrift store, and part of her job is to identify the better things and the things they shouldn't just throw away. So hopefully we'll see that happen. Um, Supposedly your body can metabolize the lead in tuna fish. Yeah, and it also is a question of children. You know, children are more susceptible to it, adults a little less so. We're already as brain damaged as we're going to be. So, for the most part. Okay, very good. Well, I'll try to keep looking for questions in the comments, but I wanted to do a little bit of show and tell really quickly, mainly because I want to thank some people who sent me some really cool stuff. And because I want this to be fun for all of you, what I'm going to tell you is all these things that they sent me, I have to admit, I salted a few away for myself and I salted a few away for upcoming sales and things. But everything I show you, if there is something that you really like when this is over, send me an email with the timestamp for the video. Now, bear in mind, it takes us a little bit of time. We usually take the lives down afterwards. It takes a day or two to process them, and then we put it back up um, on the site. But send me an email and tell me if you see something that I'm about to show you that you would really like to have, because these folks were really generous with me and they sent me these things with the hope that we would get them sent on to other people who love them. So um, let me, we want to see what you kept for yourself. Well, I promise at some point that we will do that. But the first person I want to thank is Joan in Michigan. Joan is going through the same sorts of treatments that I'm going through. And we met at Teak Stock last year, and she sent a bunch of ephemera, and it's really neat. And especially for me, because on the West Coast, our homes weren't really around during this period. So I'll show you some stuff that she sent. Um, in this hand, I have a couple of die cuts. These were little things you could glue into scrapbooks or onto letters and cards and such. Oh my. Okay, oh, okay, that's right. I learned this yesterday when I was doing the live sale with Heidi. I have to keep these where my face shows or else it'll move. These are calling cards. And so the calling cards are definitely from the Victorian era, and one has a little Kate Greenaway girl, and I think they're very sweet. And let me see really quickly if I can, without taking too much time, turn off this thing where it's following my head, because it would be a little less jolting for everybody. Bear with me one second. Okay, I think that will do it. All right. So we're going to give that a try. Thank you, Zeno, for the quick email. When you hear the phone beep, it's him saying, hey, you can fix that problem. These are cute little pieces. These are, in fact, we're going to try this. Yeah, it works. Okay, good. Um, daily promises and friendship. And these are little books of, well, basically affirmations. We think that we invented that's a 1980s or 90s thing, but actually that's been going on for a long, long time. And so here's a nice little ode to friendship in the middle of this one. And I think they're really cute. Um, let's see, more die cuts. A lot of these were made in Germany initially because they figured out the technology to make these, and they're really good. They'd use steel dies and then they would cut them out. They did calendars and everything, and these are nice because they're blank. They were never used. Let's see what else here. A couple postcards. I know we've got some postcard people out there, and this one I've never seen before. This is actually Jack Dempsey winning the heavyweight boxing championship in 1936. So that's kind of significant. Trade cards, of course, are a generation earlier, and the trade cards primarily have to do with, well, they're to stimulate trade. And some can be very, very valuable. My friend who does antique advertising is really into these, and particularly certain ones. Now, these are not particularly uncommon, but they're really fun. The one on this side here, of course, is patriotic. This one I like. Buckingham's Bye for the Whiskers, and it is to use this die and remove the unwelcome marks of age. I guess I could use a bottle myself. I think that's really funny. It's interesting to me to think that men in the Victorian era were as vain as we are today. Let's see here. This one I thought was really fun because it's got Mr. and Mrs. Jean Brugant, who were little people, and this was for Woodward's Candy. Let's see what else there is here. This one is just strange because it is a monkey who is the jockey for a greyhound. I'm not sure what that's about, but some outfit in San Francisco had fun with that. There's a couple that are real photo, and I always like, this is probably some town in Michigan, but oftentimes you find pictures of buildings and people that don't exist anywhere else, and they just say postcard on the back. So real photo is a thing that definitely to look for. Um, yes, a lot of the family photos and other items that you have, time marches on. And yeah, a lot of them are truly antique now. These are needle cases. And I've always liked needle cases. These are from the 1940s, 50s era. One for bread and one for this. They were usually given out as premiums at grocery stores or selling repair shop, that sort of thing, or a place that sold thread, the predecessors of Joanne back when it was the Ben Franklin store. Let's see here. For you folks in Detroit, Norm Cash Day in 1973. These are really darling. I look for these anytime I can find them. These are actually something we see in the Seattle area more than elsewhere. They are little puppies and they are menus for the Alaska line, and these are husky puppies. And these are all the breeding stock of famous winners of the Iditarod and other sled dog races. And there is your menu for the SS Aleutian. I think these are really cool. And then these are Yellowstone Park, very nice color lithography from about I think they say 1947 on the back. Let's see what else we have. Someone, and I want to say it was Connie, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, but whoever sent this to me, it is wonderful, and I'm going to keep, this is a keeper. This is a pocket knife that says George, and it's perfect because I always used to carry my dad's pocket knife around, and I was coming back from Mexico and I was detained overnight in Salt Lake because the connection was missed. And when I went back the next morning, I forgot and I left it in my pouch because I used it instead of having it in my luggage and they took it away. So I haven't had a little pocket knife and that one's got my name on it literally. So it's going to stay with me. Let's see. I wanted to show a couple of things. And Susan P in the chat, thank you very much. Janet Simon and Susan P are friends of mine from Teak Stock, and they've been putting some little things away for me, including these USSR pins, which I think are quite fascinating. A lot of these came over to the um, United States after the wall fell, and after the Soviet Union disintegrated. And so we see them here, and they're very interesting to people here. People in that part of the world aren't really interested in them. It was when I was in Poland and I went to the flea market, anything that was Russian occupation era, they just gave away. They want it gone. And over here, we think it's interesting. They also gave me this, which I think is cool. I'm not going to show everything that came because we'd be here for a long, long, long time. But this is really neat because it's cloisonné and it is a single shaker. And when you see these, this is correct. The idea is that you have, there's the dogwood, and the idea is that you have a little salt shaker and you can use it as a salt dip for your eggs or for whatever else. I suppose quail eggs if we're talking Asian. So I thought those were neat. Um, This came from Sally Robb in Portland. And I was really delighted to get this because this is Pigeon Forge pottery, also in dogwood. And this is the large size pitcher. I have had the miniature of this several times. I've never had one this size, so it was really fun to see one so big. And I love the color on the interior. I think in some ways that's my favorite way. Speaking of the way things are glazed, when you have when you have colors in glazes, generally the most likely to have lead are oranges and yellows and reds, because in the old days they had to use a fair amount of lead to get those colors to uh, work properly in the glazes. Let's see. I wanted to thank also, oh, Marie in Albuquerque sent me a number of things, and I'll show you just a few. A couple of them are Latin American items, and I like this whistle. It's like an ocarina. I thought those were really neat. Let me set those. Actually, I better set these back down here. She also sent a couple of fun pieces of jewelry. This one, which is just really fun. I mean, it looks like something Wilma Flintstone would wear, but I love the color. And I also thought this was really neat because of the color. And this looks like it might be Tibetan. I'm not entirely sure, but that looks like a South Asian design to me. Um, she also sent this really cool box, which is from about 1910. And it's just got a really neat look. I haven't polished it or done anything. I've just been holding these things aside to show all of you before I start messing with them. And in them was some more jewelry, including this really awesome chunky bracelet. This is faux turquoise, but what a great look. And yeah, I really love the box too. I have to admit, there's a little piece of me that is tempted to keep it, but I have a feeling it will get passed on. I thought this was a great color, this little pin here. Oh, you have a blackbird whistle like that and want an appraisal. Well, we could certainly work on that for you. This one is a little more of a traditional style, but again, look at that wonderful blue stone. So these were really wonderful things to have passed on to me, and I thank you for that. Um, I'm going to show a few more here. There was actually quite a lot more paper ephemera. We might show a few more things. But this also came from Marie in Albuquerque, and this is really cool. This is a mote spoon, but this is a really super deluxe one. And this is some sort, at first I thought this might be gold. I actually think it's brass, but it's really a neat design. And mote, of course, it's a sort of coffee or Java-like drink, but it has a lot of sediment. And so you sip it through a straw and this strains it for you. So I thought that was really cool. Ethiopian Jewish maize grinding mill. Oh, hello there. Well, thank you. This is water is sacred. You're here, Marie. Thank you so much. I'm just showing a few of these nice things. And let's see. Also, oh, I think this came also from Michigan. This is the mainliner, and this is what you read on your way to Hawaii back in 1973. I like old airline stuff, and it was a big deal to take a trip to Hawaii back then. That still cost a lot of money. It wasn't like now where you hop Southwest on a $69 deal from San Diego. So that was something we see occasionally. Let's see what else. I wanted to show these because this came from Sue in Spokane, and she sent these over with Critter Girl. And I am starting to accumulate things related to Mount St. Helens because for the 50th anniversary, I'd like to write a little book about the collectibles. And these are among them. Well, you can see here the destruction after the volcano erupted, that some of that's starting to grow back almost 50 years later. And then this fellow refused to evacuate and was a local legend. He loved it there and he refused to leave, and he is still there somewhere. So that is something that was very interesting to people here when it happened. And actually, a lot of people all over the country were aware of it because we hadn't had a volcano blow up in this country since maybe the 1920s, Mount Lassen in California. So it was a one in a lifetime thing, we hope. um, this also came from Sue, and I just thought these were really fun. These are Alaskan, and they're après ski boots of a sort. And they look to me like they were actually used some, and which I really prefer. There were a lot of people who bought these as tourist souvenirs, but I like the idea that actually, somebody who is native there got some use out of these and that these were really part of someone's life. And so I thought those were interesting, and those are from the 1950s. So just a really fun, interesting group of things. There were, let's see here. Oh, okay. I've got to show this because someone sent me these, which I think are so fun. Bob Ross quotes, including, "It is my world and everything in my world is happy." And I love that sentiment, and I want to be like that. So I'm going to work on that, and I think that'll be my inspiration on the fridge. Um, And then this came as well, and this was for Zeno, and I just laughed. The little Electrolux. I'm thinking there must be some repurposing we can do with this. Although we do have an Electrolux that we use at the storehouse in Kentucky, so maybe it will fit. and I got a big kick out of that. Let's see really quickly. I had a couple more. This came from Mary in Alabama, and it is a lovely mesh purse, and this just came yesterday. So thank you very much, Mary, for that. This piece is, um, oh yes, this also came from Sue, and this is, I love the tag, the craziest thing I've seen so far, and it appears to be from India, and it appears to be a caddy of some sort. And it is pretty fun looking. I just thought that was really something different. Electrolux fridge fridge magnet, exactly. And yes, I love the vacuum cleaner piece too. That made me very happy. Let's see. Real quickly, I wanted to also thank Addie. Here we go. Addie sent a number of things, and among them were Century of Progress Chicago World's Fair postcards, which I just love because I'm one of these people who can look at the old pictures and just visualize myself walking through these things, even though they happened long before I was born. And postcards really helped me with that. So it was really neat to get a stack of those. And oh, hello, it's nice to see you. I'm glad you got home from teaching too. It's great to have you with us. And let's see, did I forget anyone? Well, Naomi is here, and Naomi did give us some giveaways, but we're going to hold on to those for November. She gave us some nice jewelry giveaways. We do have giveaways for tonight too, but they're a little more seasonal to this month. So thank you, Naomi, for that. We're going to have another live like this in about a month, and we will get to see those. Is there anyone I've forgotten? Leanne for the vacuum attachment, especially. Thank you for that. I think I at least said thank you to everybody, and I didn't get to show you everything, but I will show you just a couple more things, and then we'll go on to our actual sale. So let's see here real quickly. There are a few things in here. I always thought these were neat. These came from the ephemera in Michigan. I always thought these were neat because they're 1920s, and they actually posed real women, although mainly Italian women, interestingly enough, because most of those were done back east and the native tribes were pretty much all gone by that time. This one, a Mickey Rooney signed photo, an actual signature too. He was such a big deal in his time. Let me see what else I can show you that's fun. This might jog a memory or two because this is more German die cuts, but these are after World War II, and these are famous American cars of the early 1950s, Fords and an Oldsmobile. I thought those were really neat. Okay. Um, this I thought was very sweet. It looks like a 1930s print, Daddy's Girl, it's called. And she's having fun and maybe up to a little mischief. This one I think is very suspicious. This one is called Making Rounds, and the traveling salesman has come over. This is about 1930. The traveling salesman has arrived in the middle of the day, and he's making his rounds, and the woman already has a baby, but there is something about that that just seems suspicious to me. I don't know. I guess I have a twisted mind, but I looked at that and it made me laugh. I'm not sure that's what it was intended to do, but that's what it did. This is really fun. Holiday on Ice. I love the old ice capades and the programs from these. And then one more thing I'll show, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. I thought these were really neat because they reminded me of Audrey Hepburn and the styles of that era. These are 1950s Cardinal, and basically it's a dress company that is, they're using these prints. These probably were for someone in the sales force to show the kind of silhouettes that they were doing. And I thought that was really neat. And yes, Cheryl, you are right. Doctors used to house call, and things were a lot more innocent then. And I'm sure that I have a suspicious mind, and that's not appropriate. But it did make me laugh anyhow. So, and hello to a whole bunch of other folks who are joining us here. And we are going to move on here, and we are going to start with our sale and giveaways, and we will certainly have both of those things. And you'll notice the theme is Halloween. I'm going to sell some things that I have in front of me. I'm also going to sell a few things that are on the board behind me. And I guess that before I run back there to do them, I should answer the question that I had before, which is my shirt. This is a costume handmade in Mexico by the Tucuaro, the people in the town of Tucuaro. The women make these costumes and the men make masks, and they are all not for muertos, even though it looks appropriate for this time of year, but these are actually done for a festival in February, and it has to do with the notion that the baby Jesus was until he was presented to the church and I presume baptized, was not was under the siege of demons and the underworld, and so they make these costumes, and this is what they wear in the parades. And I just think this thing is so cool. This is one side with the devil's head, and on the other side is this side. And I think you can see that we have a very purple bat. And I just thought this thing was really, really cool. And so I thought I would wear it tonight so I could show it off. And besides, it's Halloween, so we needed a costume of some sort. And so that's where this came from. This will actually be for sale, but I'm going to wear it first. And it is definitely it is colorful, it is fun, it is fabulous. The goat, we had a really fun time with our level 3 members the other night chatting about Halloween and how it came to be and what the meaning behind some of these things are. And the one thing I will share with all of you is the reason for the goat is that the reason the devil is portrayed with horns is that back in the old days of animal sacrifice, the goat, you would cast your sins on the goat and then sacrifice the goat. And that is where the term scapegoat came from. So, kind of a horrible story, but that is the origin of that term. And because of that, the devil was then represented as having horns and crazy eyes like a goat. So, and a goatee. So that's where that all came from. And it is a statement piece. Yes, I'm not sure what it says, but it does definitely look like a wizard's robe. Yes. Okay. Well, um, let's have some fun. I have been through 10 treatments, and we are going to do 10 lots, and they are going to be $10 starting, and it's going to be choice. So as soon as I hold up whatever it is, you can start bidding. $10 is the opening bid on all of this. And the first thing that we're going to show are these, because these were made about 25 years ago. They're not old, but they are discontinued, and I just think they're really fun. And so they're about 9 inches tall. And this one, of course, is a cat dressed sort of as a scarecrow with a jack-o'-lantern. That's a very strange combination of things. And then this one is the pumpkin with the bat mask. Of course, people wearing costumes, the idea back in the old days was that you were going to hide from the evil spirits by being in a costume. So if anyone is interested in these, you can just put bid in the chat, and $10 is the opening bid. And we've got Corinne for 12, Kitschy Corner also at 12, but we always do the tie goes to the first person. So Miss Wildlife, $15, and this is for choice. So $15 for choice, and meow is right. Yes, that is such a Cheshire cat grin. Sarah at 20, now Miss Wildlife at $22 for choice. And I'll give you folks a little bit more time. So $22 for choice at this point is the high bid. I do think these are really cool. I'll show you the backs too while everyone goes in there. We've got 25 and then 27. Here's the back with the skirt. This one is fun because it's got a rhinestone garland around the head. I just thought these were really neat. A woman that I knew back in Pioneer Square days sold these back when they were new all those years ago, and that's how I got them. We're at $30 now, $31 for choice. And of course, if someone takes one and the other one is left, then we let the backup bidder have the option. Um, and hello, Sunny, great to see you. And I'm sorry to not address all of you individually, but there's a whole lot of folks with us tonight, which is wonderful. And thank you for joining us. $35 choice now, $36 choice. And yeah, I like these stockings on this guy too. The jack-o'-lantern is a fun thing as well because the jack-o'-lantern in the UK, they carved turnips, and that's where that came from. And then when they got here, well, we don't have turnips, we have pumpkins, which are a little easier to deal with. So $36 for choice now. Let us know, Sarah, if you're still in, and we will move on to other things. We'll do a couple of sales, and then we will do 3 different giveaways tonight. Every couple of sales, we'll do a giveaway. Back in my clubbing days, I would wear stockings like that. Yes, that was a thing. Do any of you remember? You'd probably have to be a 90s kid when it was fashionable to wear 2 stockings of different colors at the same time. I always thought that was strange. Okay, so Miss Wildlife, you have, oh no, Jodine is in. So Miss Wildlife, let us know. It's $37 choice for bid now with Jodine. And so we'll give you another moment because we've still got 2 people interested. So Miss Wildlife, let us know. And 38, Jodine, let us know. I hope that I feel up to it. They're going to have a Halloween party here at the place that I'm staying on this Saturday night. I'm not sure why they're not having it on Halloween. If I am recovered enough, I will go and wear a mask, which everyone else will anyway, so that'll work. We'll all have masks. $40 for choice now, and we'll let us know if you're still in, Jodine, and then we'll show you folks some other stuff. We're going to sell most of what's behind here. The skeleton is really cool because it stayed low, but it has some, it's been bent at the neck. So unless someone requests it specifically, I'm not planning on selling that. The art is a Seattle outsider artist, and I think that's fun, but I don't think that anybody would necessarily understand that outside of the area here. Jodine, let us know if you're still in. Otherwise, we'll wrap this one up and we will go on to another. I'm going to set these down for a minute and take a little drink here. Ah. Are any of you doing Halloween stuff this year? Let us know in the comments if you have a costume in mind, or what was your favorite costume back when you were a kid? That would be fun to know. Okay, we're going to close this out in just a moment here, and as soon as I put in sold, the high bidder will get the item. And we're going once, and we're going twice, and we are sold. And Miss Wildlife, you have first choice. Let us know in the chat which of these you're interested in. If you want both, they're yours. If not, then Jodine will have the option on the backup one. Your dog has costumes. You know, a lot of people do that now. I see more dogs in costumes than I see people. You can take both. Yes, very good. Thank you. I'll put those aside for you. Yes, our little Beau here, the poodle, hates clothes, hates being dressed up. So he will not be wearing anything for Halloween this year because he refuses, which I think is really funny. Every time my friend takes him to the groomer, he comes back with a little bow or a bow tie or something, and he just looks at me so abjectly. And as soon as she leaves the room, I take it off, and he's so happy. My son wants to be a Lego brick, but I'm running out of time to sew his costume. Oh, that sounds a little complicated. Yeah, we miss Joanne's, honestly. I'm sorry, Michael's is just not the same. Um, Yes, Jodine, I'm sorry. We do, for those who haven't done a sale before with me here, we do put sold into the chat, and whoever the high bidder at that point is the person who has first dibs on the item. But we'll have more for you. So um, keep watching. We've got some more fun things to show. This next one is going to be choice, and it's going to be choice between a pair of vases that are definitely seasonal, and it is a choice between the Hager Pumpkin or the Francoma Cornucopia. Both of these are 70s era classics. And again, they start at $10 each. So if you're interested, you can start bidding. $10 is the opening bid on either of these. The Francoma, they did this glaze that is called Flame. Oh, I'm sorry, Jodine. You might be a little behind. You might need to refresh. Um, so this is, and thank you, Susan P. She's our first bidder at 10. So this is the Sepulpa clay. This was done in the 1969 to 1982 period, and the flame glaze came out in 1975. So it really is a late 70s color. And this will be, again, this will be choice. We have $12 with Maggie Max. Thank you. And here is the Hager pumpkin. And the Hager pumpkin is pretty awesome. They always seem to have these little glaze bubbles in the bottom. And then you have the Hager mark on the bottom. I remember these as a kid in people's houses. We never had one, but I kind of wish we had. So they're very orange. A lot of things tonight are fall colors. If fall colors are your thing, you're going to like this sale. If they're not, we have a few things that are outside of that. So $12 choice now. And let us know if anyone else is interested. Let us know. Susan was at 10. We've got $12 with Maggie Max as the current high bidder. So let us know if any of you folks are wanting to jump in on the bidding with this, because we will continue on to other things as soon as we can. The Francoma has a nice brown interior. I think that's their old sorghum brown that they started doing back in the 1950s. I always thought that was fun. Tulsa time. Well, wonderful. Hi there. We are in the middle of our sale, and if you want something, you just put the number that you're willing to bid in the chat. We are at $12 choice with Maggie Max right now. And so Susan P, let us know. Anyone else, let us know, because then we will move on to other things. Yes, Living on Tulsa Time. I remember that song when I was a kid. So the cornucopia, of course, a classic thing, the Horn of Plenty, very deco looking. Digging with G, $14 is now the bid for choice on these. $14 is our high bid. So let us know, folks, in the chat, if you're interested. This would be the time. Yeah, sometimes the phone does lag a little bit, but if you're able to refresh, that will help. I think Hager was really kind of at a peak, as was Francoma, when these pieces were made. In the early 70s, the head of Francoma was actually named the United States Small Businessman of the Year, which was a pretty big honor at the time. That was in 1973, and that was because Francoma had so many orders that they actually had to have McCoy make some of them for them because they couldn't keep up with all the interest in their stuff. Okay, Susan is out. Maggie's at 16. Deej, let us know. So we're at $16 per choice currently. And Deej, let us know if you're still in, you're out. Okay, we're going to wrap this up, and Maggie Max will have the first choice on these. And we're going to put sold in. So Maggie Max, let us know in the comments which one you're interested in, and we will take it from there. And if you want both, you can have both. And if you just want one, well, then tell us which, and we'll make the other one available to the backup bidder. And I'm going to go ahead and set these down. Okay, she will take the Hager piece. And so our backup was Deej. If you are interested in the Francoma piece, let us know in the comments. That one can be yours. I'm going to make a quick note of this, and then we'll go on to another one. I'm going to have to send Zeno a text because he's going to get us ready for the first giveaway too. Let's see, Maggie. Okay, pass on that. So we'll just do the pumpkin for Maggie Max, and that's great. And we should be able to get these out, and hopefully you'll get to enjoy it for Halloween. So um, let's see. The next one, I'm going to go ahead and quickly let him know that we are on the piece right before. And let me see where his text is. I thought we just had that. Just one moment. There we go. Or giveaway. Thank you. Okay. Moment of silence. All right. All right. He'll start preparing the Nightbot to do the giveaway because that way it's completely random and fair and unbiased. And that is that. Okay. So our next round, this is choice again. So let's see. There we go. You'd think after all this time doing this, I would know how to hold the pieces. So these are two enamel on copper pieces from the 1970s, and I think they're really neat. This one, the first one here, and again, $10 each, and it's for choice. So if you like these and are interested, go ahead and you can start bidding. The first one we have here is by Bovano of Cheshire, Connecticut. And this one is actually a limited edition. They didn't do a lot of editions. And this one's number 149 of an edition of 1250. It does have the original sticker on the back and the original tag, which are usually missing. And these are Bovano of Cheshire, which is a town in Connecticut, I understand. And so that's a very pretty one with all the fall colors and the river. And then the other one, which I think is really fun, and this one I got in Vancouver, Canada, so it may be a Canadian company, but this one it was made as an ashtray because it's got little indentations. This one is by a company called GV, and here is the mark on the back of that. I recently got an email, really interesting, and I'm hoping to do a little more dive into this and report back to you. But I got an email from somebody who had, I think it was her grandfather, made the blanks, and there were two companies that made the blanks for all these people doing this kind of work. His tended to be a little thicker and heavier, and they could take color better, and the competitors were thinner. And I notice when I see the really thin ones that a lot of times the color is cracking after all these years. And so apparently there were different levels of quality at the time, and these both seem to be a little bit more substantial. We've got $25 choice now with Miss Wildlife. So Carol Bloom, let us know if you are still interested in the bidding or anybody else. So $25 choice currently with Miss Wildlife. And yeah, I think they're both really fun. They're very different from each other. The fall scene I think is really beautiful and pastoral, and then this one is very modernist. Stephen, hello there. $27 with Stephen. Miss Wildlife now $29 per choice. Stephen was with us for the sale I did with Rosie's Antique auction yesterday, and boy, there were some really fun things that sold there. He got a really cool Jackie Kennedy head base, as a matter of fact. Okay, Stephen, $34 per choice now is the high bid. So Miss Wildlife, let us know. And she's at 35, so Stephen let us know. And you can bid any increment you want, $1, $5, $1,000,000. I don't think anyone needs to pay $1,000,000, but these are pretty cool. $37 now with Miss Wildlife. So Stephen let us know. And I think I'll hold them up. And okay, Stephen at $40 per choice. And there is this one. I really, really like the enameling. It took a certain artistry to be able to do it and be so controlled. $43 now for choice. And this one, quite involved, lots of layers. $44 now for choice. $44 is the current high bid. $47 now for choice with Stephen. So $47 is the high bid. Miss Wildlife, let us know. Okay, she's out. So Stephen, these are for you. I'm going to go ahead and hit sold. And Stephen, let us know in the chat which one of these is of interest to you. And then if you take both, they're yours. If you take one, then Miss Wildlife will have the backup. And he would like the river. Okay. Miss Wildlife, if you're interested in the GV, this piece here, let us know in the comments. I'm going to make a note of that. And then they really are perfect for autumn, aren't they, Sylvia? I thought they were just, I thought they were really pretty. You know, I don't find a lot of autumn colored stuff, so I've been setting it aside for a while for this. Okay, and she would like the other one, so great. I love it when everybody ends up happy. So that one's for her, and I will put Stephen down for that one, and we got it. Okay, so hopefully Zeno got my message. Just going to verify that. So we are going to do our first giveaway, and our first giveaway, I have to get up and grab them now, is over here. We're going to give away all of our honeycombs as one lot to one lucky winner. We have 3 here. So the pumpkin and the orange and black honeycombs are our first giveaway. And if you're interested in having a chance to win these, then please put the word witch in the comments. And we will let everybody put witch in the comments who is interested in these. And then we will have the Nightbot do the drawing. And then we'll go on to some more sales. And I'm going to go ahead and fold these down while we wait for that. All right. I didn't get a chance to read everybody's comments about their favorite costumes. I'll have to go back and look at that because it really does fascinate me. I remember Mom one year dressed me as a mouse. That was not my favorite because we lived in Southern California and they had Santa Ana winds and it was extremely hot in that costume. I think the best one was my sister dressed me up as a boxer one year and for a party. So that was really fun. Let's see here. So, okay. I'll give you all a moment to get the word witch into the comments if you are interested in participating. And then hopefully we've got Zeno on the other end with us because he is the one who controls the Nightbot. Otherwise, we'll have to figure out another way to do this. And I'm going to put a big question mark and see if we have a connection there. In fact, I'll tell you what, we're just going to give him a call and make sure. One ringy dingy. Hi there. I sent you a text. I just wanted to let you know everyone's putting the word witch in right now. No problem. I thought so. So that's okay. We'll give you a minute to wake up and we're ready when you are. Okay. Bye. All right. I was a pimp in junior high. Yes, I did go as Dirk Diggler from Boogie Nights one year. Um, yes, there we go. Oh, Beatnik, Hippie, Charlie Chaplin. I did Hippie one year. That was fun. Oh, I Dream of Jeannie. Oh, I would love to see that. That sounds really fun. Um, yes, so here we go. Annette, arting is a verb. You are the winner of the giveaway. That is great. All right, we will put that down and go on to some more selling here. And I've got Annette. And Annette, I know I have your information, but you folks, if you win something tonight, it does help if you, whether it's a bid or a giveaway, it does help if you send me an email at the antiquenomad@gmail.com because that is what will make sure that I get everything processed and get your stuff to you. So, all right, let's go on to, here's something that is up my alley, of course, and these are going to start at $10 choice as well. And they are orange glass and they are modernist and they are hot, hot, hot. We have the Viking Epic with the orange with the amber edge, the compote here, and it has what the lobed foot, or what in the old days they used to call turkey foot, was a lot like that. Or the other choice is this piece, which is orange Murano with a little bit of green in the pulls there that you can see. And let me give you a, and if anyone's interested in these, you can bid at any moment, because $10 is the opening bid on these. And let's see here. Yeah, these would probably glow somewhat under a black light because they have cadmium. So let's give that a try. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of cadmium glow there. Catherine at $10 is our opening bid. Thank you, Catherine. We'll get to a measurement on that one in just a minute as well. And then this one, probably in the stem, it's really mainly the amberina part. Yeah, so you can see down in the base is a little more of a glow. And then the amber edge, I think it's just where it's the orange and amber together that you get the cadmium pooling enough to glow. Wayne at $15 per choice now. Thank you for that. And let me get you some measurements here. I didn't think to measure these ahead of time. I don't do these kind of sales enough to be a pro, but we'll get there. All right, let's see. This one, okay, this one is 6 inches tall by approximately 6 inches wide. And this one is about 3.5 inches tall, but it's actually pretty wide. It is 11 inches wide, actually. So it's a fairly substantial little console bowl. Corinne at 20 now, Anne at 26. Hello, Anne. I mentioned you earlier. Anne is one of the people who works at Goodwill now, who does know what they're doing looking at vintage, which I'm sure is very helpful to them. Go whoever, yes. Well, I'll get in trouble if I say I'm rooting for Toronto because I'm in Seattle, and that won't go over well. So we'll just say go whoever. So let's see, $30 choice with Jodine. And let us know if anyone else is interested. We are at $30 for choice. Jodine currently has the high bid. And so, Anne, let us know if you're still interested, or Corinne. Corinne is out. Okay. We're just waiting to see if Anne's still interested or anyone else, and then we'll wrap this one up. Okay, Jodine, it looks like this is yours. I'm going to go ahead and put sold in. And Jodine, let us know in the comments which of these interests you. You have first choice. If you decide on just one of them, then Anne will have the backup. So let us know which is for you. Left hand, okay. Left hand is this one to me, because I'm reversed. So is this the right one, the console bowl? Just let us know for sure so I don't give away the one that you wanted. Yes, okay, very good. And let us know if you're interested in the Viking piece. Let us know in the comments, and we can make that available to you. And I'm going to go ahead and set these down very gently. I'm glad you folks can only see a little corner of this room because it's rather full of things that are in process right now. So let's see, I will put Jodine down for this one. And okay, you are interested in the Murano. No sweat. Understood. All right. Well, a lot of people have Halloween parties, so I thought it was appropriate to have one lot be cocktail related. So this is the choice in this lot. We have the Bohemian decanter. Let's start with this because this one's really big and I'll have to take a little bit of time to show you. And again, $10 is the starting bid, so anyone who's interested is welcome to jump in and make a bid at any point. This one is amber cut to clear. So this is what they call ruby, or actually not ruby, obviously, but there's always the question, is this stained or flashed? If it's flashed, you're going to feel a little bit of a lip here because it's another layer of glass. If it's a stain, which this one is, then you don't feel that. So this is amber stained, and it's Bohemian and carved with the roses. And this one sets about 12 inches tall. It's a nice big piece. And then the other choice, and again, it's $10 start on these, is this wonderful recipe cocktail shaker here. This is one of my personal favorites. I've always liked this, partly because it's got a nice cap where you can pour and you can chill it with ice, and the ice doesn't fall out because it's a nice size. And this one, the cap and the lid actually come off properly, which sometimes they don't, but this one opens up like it should. So that those are the choices. If anyone is interested, let us know. Beth is at $10. Hello, Beth. Nice to see you, and thank you for starting us off on our bidding. And so again, it will be choice. I know these are a little bit bigger and have a little bit more weight, but it, you might get them for a really good deal. And shipping is not such a big deal. I've got plenty of the right boxes for these. Um, Yes, I understand. Yeah, I'm not a big drinker either, but I will occasionally pour non-alcoholic drinks in these, which are a lot of fun. So 11 with Corinne, yeah, $11 choice. Thank you. And oh, your stepdad had a shaker like that. Yes. Yeah, I've been buying and selling these for a long time. It's funny, I'm not a big drinker, but I actually have a rather extensive collection of barware. So go figure that. $13. Jane at 12 now, Corinne at $13 for choice. So let us know about these. 15 with Beth. The condition is really good. You need to watch with any screen painted glass like this. You need to make sure that the best way is open it and look from the inside. If the color is the same on the inside as the outside, it's in good shape. Sometimes you'll open it up and the color on the inside is a lot stronger than the outside, and that means it has faded in the sun or the dishwasher from being washed a whole bunch of times. So, and yes, it would be a great bubble bath bottle. That's a very ingenious idea, actually. I see bubble bath housed in things like this Bohemian piece. $17 is the for choice now with Jane. Sorry about the lag. A few people have reported that, so do hit refresh. Or if you see the word premiere at the bottom, sometimes that will catch you up if you're a little behind. $20 choice now with Beth. I'm going to set these down for one moment so I can. Hmm. There we are. And yes, being in live chat rather than top chat does make a difference as well. That's good advice. So we're at $20 for choice now. And Jane, let us know if you're still interested. We will keep it open. Otherwise, we'll wrap this one up and go on to a couple more things that we have that are fun. We will actually be selling some of the Halloween decorations behind us too, if that's up your alley. So, okay, Jane is out. So, Beth, it is your choice. You may have one or both, and $20 each is the price. I will go ahead and put sold in. And so, Beth, let us know in the chat which one of these, one or both, are of interest to you, and we'll take it from there. I'm going to go ahead and set those down. All right. The recipe shaker is for Beth. Okay, very good. So Jane Clark, if you are interested in the Bohemian decanter, let us know in the comments and that one can be yours. Now go ahead and set that down. Okay, Beth's $20. There we go. All right. We could use that the next time you hang out. See, there you go. Okay, let's see what we have. Ah, okay, I have to go get these because they are sitting behind me here. All right, so our next round are owls. And why are owls a Halloween thing? Well, it seems, oh, I'm sorry, let me write. Very good, Jane. Thank you. I will make a note before we move on that you are going to take the decanter, and that's wonderful. I'm glad that they're both finding a home. So let me just put that down. All right. Okay, so we're going to have one more round and then we're going to do another giveaway. And here's our next round. So, owls. And why are owls a Halloween thing? Well, it has a lot to do with harvest time. They would plow the fields, and field mice would suddenly be exposed, and the trees are losing their leaves. So owls who you are there year round suddenly were visible, and they became very associated with this time of year. And of course, at a certain time, like black cats and other poor innocent creatures, it was determined that they must be witches, and so they were hunted and lots of terrible things. Hopefully, we know better now. But owls are now really popular with collectors, of course, and these are interesting to me. And again, you can. How much does the costume weigh? Well, it's some weight. I'd say it's probably 6 or 7 pounds. It's a lot of sequins and a pretty heavy thing. Yes, yep. It's a sequin. It is a costume for from Tocaro, Mexico. Okay, so the owls, this one is Rinconada, made in Uruguay, and it's got the signature on the bottom. I've always really liked these a lot. I started collecting and buying these pieces back before anybody really caught on, and now everybody is interested in them, and I can see why. Leanne at $10 is our opening bid. Thank you. And then this one I think is really fun. It is a hook for your keys or other necessary things. And this one is from the 70s, and it says on the back, genuine mother of pearl, handcrafted. And it looks like it was the Tennessee Shell Company. You don't think of shells in Tennessee necessarily, but that is where it came from. And this is a very 70s looking piece. So Stephen at $12 for choice now. So $12 choice is the current bid. Anyone who wants to have an owl come roost with them, well, now's your chance. 14 for Leanne, 15 now for Susan. So $15 choice on the owls currently. And 16 for Stephen. Yeah, I just love the eyes. And I think that's why they were considered, the big crazy eyes, again, like the goat. Anything with crazy eyes gets a bad rap. 18 with Wayne. Thank you for your bid, Susan. But Wayne is in with 18, Susan, Stephen with 19, Susan with 20. So $20 choice now on the owls. I do really enjoy this stuff. It's so funny to me. I remember starting to buy owls and mushrooms about 15 or 20 years ago, and people just looking at me like, what makes you think that's ever going to come back? And I was like, because I thought they were great, and that's my childhood. And well, guess what? They're back. $22 now for choice with Stephen. So Wayne and Susan, let us know if you're still in. But we are at $22 for choice. And the rinconada, by the way, is the Spanish word for corner because they started their pottery in a corner of the room of their house. That is how humble their beginnings were. $24 now for Susan. Wayne is out. Thank you. $25 choice for Stephen. Um, the Treasure Craft started, they've hired a couple who made pottery, and they literally lived in their pottery studio, and they used it as a pottery bench by day, and then they cleaned it off and rolled out a mat and slept on it at night. So a lot of great companies started from very humble origins. The Mississippi River produced freshwater pearls. Yes, that's right. I'd forgotten about that. The first craft thing you sold in the 70s was a large macrame owl. That's great. $27 choice now with Susan. Um, did I know a rock hound? Well, I knew people who aspired to be, but they never really got there somehow. Okay, Stephen is out. So Susan, these are your choice. And I will go ahead and put in sold. And so we are at $27. Susan, tell us which of these are for you. And if you take both, they're yours. If you take one, then Stephen will be the backup bidder. Ah, you want the vomit owl with the key hooks. Yes, I know a lot of people, that is what they call them now. Um, so Stephen, if you are interested in the Rinconada, let us know because that one is still available. And in the meantime, I'm going to put Susan down for the other piece. Is Susan on Facebook? I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to pass on the Rinconada. Very good. Um, I am not. I'm not certain. She'll have to tell you that. Okay, well, it is time to do another giveaway, and we are going to give away this piece here. Is actually a fall colored scarf. Again, very 1970s. It might be something fun to use on a table if you don't wear scarves, but it's certainly very wearable. And this particular one is a Totes rain scarf. Totes is a company that is not around anymore, but these were made to be waterproof. So it is polyester and it is absolutely 70s, and I think it's kind of neat looking. So this is the giveaway, and the word is ghost. So put the word ghost in the chat if you are interested in this giveaway. And Zeno sent me a text and said he's up and ready, so we will have him have Nightbot make a choice for us here in a moment. But yeah, it seems to be in really good shape. The colors are good. I thought it was just fun. It is a very late 70s. It's almost got a Vassarelli design to it. So I just thought this was a neat thing that somebody would enjoy and get some use one way or another. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it down a little bit. And then Nightbot, after you folks have a chance to put the word ghost in, will make a choice, and this will belong to someone new. Excuse me. All right. There we go. And I think we're getting close. Oh, and while we're waiting on that, I'm going to get a couple things ready for us as we are to the point where we are going to sell decorations off the wall. My goal was to share this all with you and then send it off to you to enjoy for your Halloween. So that's what we're going to do. And okay, let's see here. Go ahead. All right. I sent the command, so we should have a winner here in just a moment. And while you're doing that, we're going to take some of these down for our next couple of choices. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right, and let's see. Tulsa Time Treasures. Well, welcome. See, it pays to join in. I think you said this was the first time you've gotten to catch a live with us, and you are the winner. And so please, like I mentioned before, if you're the winner of either a bid or a giveaway, send an email to me at theantiquenomad@gmail.com so we can communicate and I can get these things to you. So congratulations to our new participant. That's wonderful. Okay. Um, Tulsa Time Treasures. Got it. All right. Our next round of sales, we're gonna do a pretty picture and a kind of wild picture. And again, $10 choice is the opening bid. You can bid at any time if you see something you like. But the choices, I'm going to have to hold them up one at a time, but it's going to be these two items. So if you want something really scary and fearsome, this is a limited edition number 24 of 25 by Ryan Dalglish. And Ryan Dalglish is not an artist that I know, but I do really think it's quite vibrant, and wow, is it fearsome. It is definitely King Kong. And I thought that was pretty cool. It's about 9 inches square. The other choice is this one. And this is also a limited edition print, but this is Fall Leaves by Jacqueline Guys. And this is a neat piece that dates from, I believe, the 1980s. So Don Curtis at $15 is our opening bid. Thank you, Don. So $15 is choice. Yes, Gorillas in the Dayglow. Yes, a little different than Gorillas in the Mist. Annette at $18 for choice on these. So $18 is our current high bid. Reminds me of a yellow album cover of Stella. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to look that up. I don't know that album. $20 with Dawn. And you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and hold these up one at a time because it's a little awkward to hold both. $20 is the current high bid. Annette, let us know if you're still in. And this one, I like the way it's framed because it's a really strong color, but then you have this black field around it. I think that's a nice way that that was done. This one, of course, you'll have to frame to suit. And who knows what that would be? You could pick up that blue color in the face. So $20 choice with Don. Annette let us know. He's mad because they took away Jessica. That's right. Yes, or Fay Ray, depending on which version you're looking at. I liked the Fay Ray one. Okay, Annette is out. So I think, Don, this is going to be your choice. And I'm going to go ahead and hit sold. And Don, if you'll let us know in the chat if you are a Gorilla Gal or if you prefer Autumn Leaves. And then we'll get those to you. Now, Don, I know that you bought something yesterday. I don't think these will go compatibly. So King Kong is for you. Very good. I will make a note of that. And then that means Annette, if you are interested in the leaves, this is still available. So let us know in the chat if the leaves are of interest to you. But we will get this in a nice flat cardboard for you, Don. And I have to say, it is really cool. I thought he was really fun. So we'll make a note of that. And okay, and that will take the leaves. Very good. I love it when everybody gets something they like. So Annette, and then King Kong is for Don. All right, we're going to do we are going to do 2 rounds of holiday decorations, and it's going to be a choice of 3 and a choice of 3. Let me make sure I have these organized correctly so we don't have any mistakes. Yes, okay, there's that one, and this one. Okay, this is the first round, and again, $10 choice is the amount on these. I was in an antique mall the other day and they were asking $50 a piece for things like this, which I thought was a bit much. But we are starting at $10 each, and here are the choices. We've got the haunted house. We have the scarecrow with the frogs, which is more of a sweet comic. And then we have the scary looking witch, which is the oldest of these 3. And this one, I believe, was done by not Bystol, but, well, let me see, it says on it. Yeah, I believe this was by Luhrs, Luhrs, which is a company that did this sort of thing. Corinne at $15 is our current high bid. And yes, these really are fun. This one, I believe, was by Hallmark, and this one is probably a late 70s one, a little bit more for a younger audience. This would have been something I would have expected to see hung in my class in maybe kindergarten or 1st or 2nd grade. And this one is by Hallmark, and it's the haunted house. And I think that one's really fun as well. So Corinne is the high bidder at $15. If anyone else is interested, let us know. Put your bid in now or wait until the next round because we will have 3 more. So we are going to close this out pretty fast. And let me see here. I'm going to type in sold. So, Corinne, tell us in the chat which ones are of interest to you, and then if you leave any, well, Miss Wildlife will be the backup on this particular one. I remember a lot like The Witch when I was a kid because I had an older teacher who'd been around since the 50s. And so there were a whole lot of these kind that hung in our classroom. And then suddenly you couldn't find them anymore. So Corinne will just give you a second to let us know which of these you are interested in. Okay, The Witch is for you. Okay, and Miss Wildlife is going to pass on the others. So we'll move on to the next round here. And the next round is going to be same thing, choice. And we're going to do a choice of three. Now, these are all the older ones. And I believe that, let's see here. Let me make sure I have the right one. Okay. These are all by, I believe these are all by Lures as well. I don't think I have any that are by Stole, which is the other name that we see. They are still in business. I think all the rest of these are long gone. Let me make sure that I don't do any damage. All right. Here is our next round. Again, $10 each choice. And we've got, these are all 1950s or 60s. The cat and the other cat are embossed. And the scarecrow actually has a little bit of texture as well. So $10 choice on these three. Poor black cats, they really get a bad rap. Even now, black cats are adopted at a lower rate than any other color because of superstition. $11 choice for Miss Wildlife, and 15 for Anne, $20 choice for Sarah. I do think these are really fun and a little more sinister looking, I'd say. $22 for Anne now. $22 for choice. Let us know, everybody else. Sarah, $25 for choice. Oh, yeah, you grew up with these two. Yes, this was definitely, I had older sisters, and so these were the ones that they remembered. And yes, I like, I would have a black cat. A black one or a gray one. The gray, every gray cat I've ever known was really, really smart. And the last cat I had was a beautiful, fluffy white Himalayan. He was the first stupid cat I ever met. So I think I might go for a different color. All right. So, Sarah, it is your choice. Oh, no, we've still got someone in. Reggie came in at 26. So, Sarah, let us know. I'll leave it open a little bit more to let you folks have choice on these. Just when I was going to type in sold, but I didn't get there. So, we'll give it another moment. So, Sarah, let us know, or anybody else if you're interested. We are at $26 per choice. And Texies are usually crazy. I have noticed that as well. So 26 for choice, and just waiting to hear from Sarah or anyone else. Okay, 28 for choice. Reggie, let us know. We are at $28 for choice on these. I I think I could have all black cats. Dumpster kitties. Aw, yes. I've had a few rescues too. I had a very smart six-toed cat once. She was great. And then the big fluffy dumb one came along and she had to take care of him because he didn't realize that he wasn't as tough as he thought he was. Stay. Okay, so I think that means Sarah, that one is yours. So I'm going to go ahead and put in sold. And Sarah, you tell us which are of interest, and any that you don't take, we'll offer to Reggie. And so, Sarah, let us know in the chat about these. Hemingway cats. Yes, that's what gave me the idea. I went to the Hemingway house in Key West, Florida, and saw the six-toed cats and decided I wanted one, and I got one. And she was a gray striped tabby too, and she was really, really smart and would ride in the car, which I never had seen before. Cat, Pumpkin, and Moon. Okay, I think that's all of them. All right, thank you, Sarah. Those are for you, and I will make a note of it. All right, let me set these down. Okay, we're going to have one last round, and it's something that I think if you like Halloween could be really fun for you. It's something that I cribbed from when I was talking to the members in the level 3 chat the other night, and it is the choice between these two collector's reference books all about Halloween. And they are, I have to say, I think these are really cool. So $10 choice on these. One is Halloween collectible decorations and games, and one is called Halloween in America. Now, they are older collector's guides, so the prices, well, they're probably not going to hold up these days. Things have really increased a lot with Halloween collecting, so the prices in that guide are not going to be particularly useful, but the pictures are amazing and they do show the relative values of things. And they point out a few things that you notice if you look on eBay, which is the lanterns and candy containers are absolutely the most desirable things now. Let's see, a bunch of bids in $20. Now, $22 is our current high bid with Corinne. Um, 22 is the high bid. Oh, Sarah, if you only wanted, okay, Sarah, if you only wanted two, that's fine. Maybe just the one. Okay, I was confused by what you said, and that's fine because we can offer Reggie the other two here in a minute. But Sarah, tell me because it says Cat Pumpkin Moon. Oh, I get it. The one that had all three of them in it. Okay, I got you, Sarah. Um, so let me just take a break. Reggie, let us know in the chat if you are interested in the pumpkin or the top hat cat. Those are available to you, Reggie. So I will set those aside. And Sarah, don't worry, you don't need to buy all three. I get what you were saying now. Um, okay, so where were we with the bidding on this one in the meantime? Um, you can buy the top hat. Yes, that's fine. That one's for you, Reggie. I'll make a note of it. So now $25 each for choice on these two. And so let me show you the one with the prices. Oh no, you described it so well. It's just that that sounded like all three, but we got it. And Reggie, we got it. Everybody's happy. That's good. Um, this one I think is interesting because it also covers a whole bunch of um, interesting things related to fortune telling games, which are an area that is very specific of collecting in Halloween. So I think these are really great. We've got Nancy McMullen at $33 for choice is the current high bidder. So 33 is our current high bid. And as soon as we get done with this, we'll have a giveaway, and I will make a note, Reggie, that you are getting the cat in the hat. So $33 for choice. If anyone else is in, let us know. I think we are down to you and Corinne, actually, unless someone else is out there interested. Corinne is out. So, Nancy, these are your choice for $33 each. I'm going to hit sold here. So, Nancy, let us know if you want Halloween in America, Halloween collectible decorations, or both. And Reggie, in the meantime, I'm going to make a note that Sarah's getting the cat in the moon for 28, and you are getting the cat in the hat for the same price. So there we go. All right. Okay. Yeah, groceries are good too. How many of you actually use the pumpkin innards when you carve them? I finally figured out how to make pumpkin pie, which I really love, actually. Um, and meanwhile, Nancy, do let us know, either or both, in America. Okay, that one's for you. And our backup, Corinne, let us know if you're interested in the other one, the collectible decorations and games. So I'm going to make, always roast the seeds. I love the seeds. I eat pumpkin seeds all year long. So Nancy gets this one. And then Corinne let us know about the other book. And while you do that, we are going to have our last giveaway. And our last giveaway is a really cool pumpkin pin, which I'm going to grab and show you here. And the secret word is mummy. So you can put mummy in the chat if you are interested in this piece. And it is, it's actually, okay, it's been converted into a pin, uh, just to be fair. It is this piece. I think originally it was supposed to be hung as a pendant, and then someone attached a clip to it. So it is something that can be used. This was actually made in Mexico, I believe. Yes, HO in Mexico. So this is going to be what we will be giving away now. And in the meantime, I just need to. Okay, Steven says he'll take the other book. Okay, very good. Um, I assume that means that. Okay, very good. So Stephen will get the decorations book, and we will have our last drawing here in just a moment. And here we go. And let me make sure that Zeno knows we are ready. And he will have Nightbot do our thing. Mummy, you are my mummy. Are you my mummy? That made me laugh. Yes, I want my mummy. Copper and brass pin pendant, it was always that way. Okay, that's interesting. I wasn't so sure because I hadn't seen that attachment on the back. So thank you for letting us know. And Wayne Worth, you are the winner. So Wayne, I think I've got your information, but again, all of you, anybody who won a giveaway or anybody who won an auction, even though I know who a lot of you are, let's just assume that I need a memory jog. So, especially because I'm getting my last chemo the next few days, hopefully, and that sometimes makes me miss a thing or two. So please do send your information to me at the antique nomad at gmail.com. I'm going to make a note of Wayne for the pin. And I sure enjoyed having fun with you tonight. And this is, like I said, the first time I've really celebrated Halloween in a really long time. So thanks for having fun with me. I hope you all enjoyed the evening, and I look forward to doing more cool stuff with you soon. We will have our we have an interesting video coming on Wednesday. I was allowed to do a small presentation to the Glass Club locally here, and we are talking about all the glass that people collect that the resellers are missing, and all the stealth glass, things that are up and coming, things people have forgotten about. I think it'll be a really interesting thing for you folks. I sure enjoyed talking to them about it, and I added a lot of flourishes to the video so you can really see the pieces. So I look forward to seeing you all Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Antique Nomad main channel. And thank you all very much. And I look forward to seeing you soon. And we have one last thing to do, which is thank you to the members of the live channel. And here is an outro. We finally got our credits up.